That said, we're following a fire that started about 9 this morning in Vallejo near I-80. The highway is shut down in both directions. It has closed the Carquinez Bridge. This is the video that was coming in. This all started shortly after 9 this morning. CHP officer David Harvey joining us on the phone. David, we talked to you just a couple of hours ago. You were headed to your location. What is your location and what have you seen?
Yes, hi, it's Officer David Harvey, CHP. I am currently on I-80 eastbound, and we are just now opening the westbound side.
Okay, so westbound,
okay. Eastbound side as well.
Westbound 80 is reopening, you said, correct?
Yes, there is traffic flowing through that now.
What is the condition in terms of flames close to the roadway? Has this been extinguished? Is the damage, the threat to motorists, has that greatly subsided?
So as of right now, the public is safe to drive through. There's no flames on the side of the freeway.
No flames on the side of the freeway.
There's still a lot of wind.
Okay.
Gotcha. We're a little bit scratchy right here, but it sounds like then any concerns people would have had looking at this video that there would be, a threat to bridges has not panned out at this point?
Right. As of right now, there's no threat to the bridge.
Okay. So how about the eastbound 80? That remains closed, Officer Harvey, and when's the estimated time that might reopen?
It is currently closed, but it should be opening back up in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes for eastbound 80 to reopen. That is the best estimate, and westbound 80 is reopened.
Yes.
Okay, that is awesome updated information.
What has been sort of the impact on other roadways? Are people able to get where they need to go? Have you guys had choke points anywhere else that have been caused by this prolonged shutdown that we have, Officer?
At my location right now, I don't know the impact on this. I'll have to look into it.
Okay, Officer Harvey, you're breaking up a little bit, but I think we got some real good updates from you on this. We thank you for linking up with us again. Thank you. Brandon, we talked to Officer Harvey probably about 90 minutes ago. He was just arriving on the scene, and the scene was not good. Obviously, he wasn't at his position yet, but both directions of 80 had closed, and you can see what Vallejo looks like in terms of this was video we got in about 10 o'clock this morning. All that smoke, as you can see it blowing to the right of your screen, was going straight over the Carquinez Bridge. And I know I heard you talking off air about, obviously, with these structures, would any of the bridges and any of that be compromised?
Yeah, and some of the photos that we saw coming in earlier today, it looked like they may have been involved, and it's good news to hear that they're not having to do anything to structurally repair these bridges or really get engineers out there to take a good hard look for days at the bridge. So that tells you that they don't have anything that they're too overly concerned about. Yeah, you can see the toll plaza.
Yeah, that's the toll plaza. I know you're relatively new to Northern California, but that's a toll plaza at the Carquinez Bridge. Yeah, right. You've been out of town for a little while, but
that's true.
This whole thing. And you look at the flames just to the north of that. So
absolutely wild. And it's one of the stunning things about this whole event that we've got going on right now is we're starting to see things that you're used to seeing out of Southern California with fires burning straight down to the water. As you take a look right there, you can see
Cal Maritime, the university.
Absolutely.
That's the research vessel. That's Cal Maritime, what is now CSU Maritime, formerly known as Cal Maritime Academy, but that's the campus. That's the campus just below the fire line right in here, and then the research vessel. So they were evacuating all the students. They had 200 students, I believe. This is flames surrounding the campus. So they had 200 students they had to evacuate, and there were 1,000 students there on a usual basis. But obviously this weekend with people being out of town, and there's the Carquinez Bridge.
And just down I-80, we've got my former colleague, Anastasia Bolton, who's in Crockett. Hey, Anastasia, what can you tell us about the latest there? It looks like things have calmed down a little bit behind you.
They have, and when Officer Harvey was talking about the reopening of the highway, so take a look. Of course, right now, as we're going live, there it is, there's a car. And the highway, as he mentioned, is being reopened, 2 lanes eastbound and all lanes westbound. So firefighters are cleaning up. I was talking to the fire chief out here just moments ago, trying to understand how many firefighters were here, if he could give me an estimate of the acreage. So he said that between 75 to 100 firefighters responded to this area, and there is about 150 acres that was burned in the town of Crockett, or this area right here. We're near the town of Crockett, and then 140 acres in Solano County, which is the other side of the bridge. Won't understand. I was also talking to a firefighter who responded here, trying to kind of understand if they knew how this caught on fire and how long they've been out here. So he said that they were called out sometime before 10 o'clock in the morning, and I think you guys have mentioned that. And this is what he said in terms of what he believed was the cause of the fire, right? This is preliminary information, but he said that when the fire started in Vallejo, ambers, because of the wind, came all the way here and ignited fire on this side of the highway. Now, he said that seems, almost unreasonable because how far the ambers have to travel. But if you're out here, these gusts of wind, they're quite something. And so based on their experience, I mean, this is unfortunately how the fire travels. And this is why we've been talking all day about the fire danger and the red flag warning and how windy it is out here, which is of course creating this effect of the fires moving and making it a dangerous situation, of course, for the firefighters and the folks who live in these communities.